Well, about lyrics. Your lyrics are not that simple.
Well, yeah, try to make the words as important as the music. I mean, I always like to write, and we all have sort of a bent. Appreciate lyrics that say something, to begin with, actually say something and aren't completely stupid and pointless.
We do like some that are stupid and
pointless. Yeah, they
like
can be fun, but
you know what I mean? It's a great song.
There's a point there where you get tired of it, right? And there's too much of it like that. And so we like to usually have something to say, and if you're going to say something, you might as well say it in the best, most vivid way possible, and we try to do that as well.
Yeah, but aren't you scared that because your lyrics are, oh well,
obscure?
No, not obscure. I mean, not so simple.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Do you get? Aren't you afraid that you don't get your message to the people?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's the danger. I mean, but you can't. What can you do? You can't simplify everything just so that anyone can understand it, because then you just take all the nuance out of it. What we like to do is add in these things. I like to get as much of the overtones in the music and the overtones in the meaning of the song in as possible.
Sort of poetry.
Yeah, but not poetry in the sense it's not written to be pretty or written to be stylish. It's written to convey a total meaning, not just one meaning, not just the black or the white, but all the gray parts in between. And it's up to the people, I think, who enjoy the music to just try to get as much out of it as possible.
And not only that, but the words, like the best rock and roll songs are the best songs, are spoken or sung. And you can try to put down into words exactly what you're trying to feel or convey, but when it comes down to it, it's the music with the words. I mean, we could get up there and read our lyrics in a monotone voice and stand in front of a microphone in a suit and a tie. I don't think it would have quite the same effect as what we do. And it's more than that. It's how they're sung. We say this over and over again in interviews, but it's the feeling behind those words. Those words, you could have the smartest words in the world, but as far as music and entertainment goes, they'd be completely hollow. It's one thing to read a book, but you read a book at home and by yourself in your bed. This is music, and it's more of an experience.
At the same time, I'd like to put a lot of, like I say, I like to put a lot into the words, because I mean, a lot of people say you've got to say something simple so everyone understands. But I give people more credit. I think people are intelligent, and I think people, given something that's a little obscure or something they don't first get, will just look into it and maybe get something more out of it. I think you should give the people listening as much as possible and let them take out what they can instead of giving them only what you think they can understand. Yeah. I mean, that's a little, what would you say? Condescending to the audience, I think, to play down to them, to say, well, what would Joe Blow average understand? We'll have to write this in 3 words, and not that's a little elitist.
To write how you feel.
Yeah, and I expect people to try to understand as much as I try to understand myself when I'm writing this.
Yeah, about the backside of your lyric sheet. All those words about sins.
That was from a religious pamphlet.
Yeah.
And I saw it.
Was it Jehovah's Witness?
Jehovah's Witness or one of these ones.
Mormon.
Someone told me you actually get them in Germany or over in Holland, and it was funny because I picked this up off the street or something. I looked at this thing and I just burst out laughing because it was first of all, they equated things like your sins, like swearing with murder, and stubbornness with witchcraft, and
homosexuality.
Yeah, right. It was just
with incest. What you say?
Yeah.
It was just all these really, really silly things all put together. But what struck me second, and more importantly, I thought these are all topics for NoMeansNo songs. I thought these are all the things we write about.
We didn't change anything about that pamphlet. And just put the NoMeansNo in the bottom. Everything was exactly as the way it was.
Because we didn't understand what you were trying to say with those lyrics.
Well, yeah,
it's not yours.
No.
We've had lots of things where it's a little dodgy. That's maybe a little more sort of controversial.
Well, again, we like to also there's swastikas on the cover of the record, and we've had some problem with people objecting to that on posters and the T-shirts.
And perhaps so they should.
Perhaps so they should, but I mean it's an ugly symbol. But that's the thing we'd like to put in everything. We don't like to clean the material out. It's not as if we are some sort of gods of the pantheon who know all and see all and are pure and beautiful, and we're going to lay out all this stuff for everyone to appreciate. This is the way and the truth. Like sort of many positive hardcore bands, who I like the music and I like the idealism behind what they're doing, but they're not the judges of the world. And I think after a few years, and they get a little older, they'll understand that the world is not black and white, and that they're not perfect either, right?
But you're talking about straight edge?
Well, I mean, there's not straight edge exactly. It's a straight edge attitude, a self-righteous attitude. There's one thing that bugs me more in the world. It's people with a self-righteous attitude. I am right. I have these beliefs. They are right. If you don't believe them, you are wrong. Now, there are a lot of beliefs that are wrong, and there are a lot of things that are wrong, and it's easy to see some of them. But people who have that attitude are themselves flawed, no matter how good the things they believe in, because they're not looking at themselves as being part of the world and part of the rest of us who are just monkeys and not perfect, right? And they're the same way, right? And they're not judges, they're not higher, right? And we don't like to do that either, and we like to put all that we have inside us on the records and the artwork and the music and the lyrics, and a lot of them are ugly, a lot of them are not nice, a lot of them are not politically correct.
And there's a Victim Family song that's called "There's a Nazi Inside of My Brain."
Yeah.
Now, you can listen to that song and go, well, these guys are fascists. It's like, you know, I mean, it's, you know, if people can't get past, you know, like,
The simple meaning.
the simple, like, you know, basic thing. It's like listening to the Ramones and hearing, you know, the most ugly, ugly things and going, well, the Ramones beat on the brats. Well, they're into child abuse, you know? I mean, like,
No, it's not as simple as that.
it's ugliness for the sake of
And I really just trust artwork or music or anything that tries to make things simple. Things are not simple. I like things that are complicated. I like, when I look at something, not to be able to understand it the first time. To have so much coming at me that it's like, is it saying yes or is it saying no? Is it saying black or is it saying white? Because all those things exist all the time. And I think a really rich work of music or painting or writing will have all those things coming out all the time. Right?
Well, you have to listen to it. So it's complicated. And it's not, yeah. I like Victim Family. You know Victim Family?
Yeah. We play with them many times.
Great,
You know them.
yeah.
They're a good band. They're coming over here later this summer.
we know.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
I hope they have a good tour. They're not very well appreciated in North America.
yeah, in the United States, I mean, some people know Victim's Family and they do sell records there, but I mean, they haven't toured much there and not a whole lot of people know them. But to come over here and say, oh, Victim's Family's coming over, Victim's Family, everyone's drooling at the, chomping at the bit, and which is great. I mean,
I've heard a story about you and Victim Family that you wouldn't play after Victim Family.
No, it wasn't we wouldn't play.
We were afraid to play.
We were afraid to play. One of the very first shows we had in California was at this small pizza place that, I don't know, it's the size of this little courtyard here is probably about twice the size of the place where we played. And it was us and the Mr. T Experience and the Victim's Family. And so Mr. T Experience came on, and they were really good and really fun. It was a really good show, lots of different people. And the Victim's Family came on, and they did their set, and then they stopped. And I was like, well, I guess that's it, guys. I really enjoyed being in the music business now. Time to settle down, you know, get a nice
Retire.
farm.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good.
So it was a real challenge. It was like, okay, here we go.
You have to, if you're going to follow Victim's Family, you have to do something. Yeah, you really have
We also had the misfortune, or fortune,
following the beatniks.
Following the beatniks.
A couple of times, too.
And that was a little much. I mean, Victim's Family, there's only 3 of them, right? So we got to fight jazz. But beatniks, there's like 6 of them on stage. So I mean, we just thought, you know, they'd come out and do their hour show, things flying, sparks going everywhere, things being banged. We come out, we're like, all right, we're NoMeansNo, this one's called Obsessed.